Hi everyone, I wanted to review a little grammar, the present perfect versus the present perfect continuous. So let's get started. So first of all, let's review what is the present perfect. We use the present perfect to think or talk about the past, but not in a specific way. So I'm not mentioning when it happened. I'm probably just focusing more on the experience or the action. For the present perfect, we use have or has. We use has for he, she, or it. Plus a past participle or PP. And just as a quick review, PP is also called the third form of the verb. It's verbs like seen, been, gotten, etc. And let's look at the examples. I have eaten already. So this happened at some point in the past, but we don't know exactly when. He has never been to Europe. They have seen that movie before. She hasn't replied to my email. Next, let's review continuous. So what does continuous mean in grammar? We use continuous to show that an action continues for some time. So it's not just a quick moment that's over. And to form the continuous, we use the verb be and an action with ing. And the verb be could be any tense. So if you see on the right, it could be the present, am, is, are. It could be the past, was, were. It could be been, the past participle, or be, the base verb. So let's see some examples. I am driving, so that means I'm doing this right now. He's sleeping. They were laughing. She has been studying all night. So in all these examples, the action continued for some time. Okay, let's move on. So what is present perfect continuous now? So with present perfect continuous, we have kind of these two ideas together. We have present perfect, which means there is an action at some time in the past, and we have continuous, which means it has continued into the present moment. So it's this idea of being from the past and continuing until now. Let's read some examples. I have been living here for 10 years. So I started living here in the past, but I'm also living here now, right? He has been working long hours lately. They have been exercising together. She hasn't been sleeping well these days. So to form the present perfect continuous, we use our have or has plus a PP. And in this case, the PP is always been. And the reason for that is we need the verb be plus the ing to form the continuous tense. So now we'll compare the present perfect and the present perfect continuous and see what the differences are when it comes to describing time. All right, going back to the present perfect continuous, we know that this uses have or has plus been plus an action with ing. For example, I've been studying all night. This started in the past, but it's also happening right now. But if we look at the present perfect, this uses have or has and a PP. And generally, the present perfect is a finished action at some time in the past. So if I say, I've seen that movie already, it happened in the past, I'm not watching that movie right now. But there is a special case to this. So if you use the present perfect and you add a duration, which means a certain amount of time, these particular sentences actually have a similar meaning to the present perfect continuous. It means that it started in the past, but it's also happening now. So let's look at these examples. So if you say, I've lived here for 15 years, do you see how for 15 years is a duration of time? So when I add that, it actually means that I'm still living here right now. I've lived here for 15 years. I still live here now. Same thing with the next example. He's worked at this bank since 2005. So he has worked is the present perfect, but since we added a duration since 2005, it means that he also works at this bank right now. Okay, so let's do a little practice and see if we got this. Okay, so first example. I've lived in Canada. When is it? Is it a past action that's finished? Or did it start in the past and it continues until now? What do you think? Answer A is correct. So I have lived is the present perfect. And in this case, it means that I lived in Canada in the past, but I'm not living there now. Next, I've been studying Spanish. What do you think? I've been studying is the present perfect continuous. We have plus been plus ing. So this means that I started studying Spanish in the past and I also study it now. Next, he has been to Spain, or you might also see he's been to Spain. When is it? This one is the present perfect, and in this case it means that the action is finished in the past. It's not continuing until now. This one may have been a little tricky because you see been, which we see in the present perfect continuous, but notice that when you say he has been, it doesn't include the ing. So this is just have or has plus a pp, the present perfect. How about this one? He has been in Spain since 2014. Okay, so this one is also the present perfect, have or has plus a PP. But do you see how we added a duration of time? Do you remember that special case? So we added since 2014. And when we do that, it has the meaning of the present perfect continuous. It means that it started in the past, but it's also continuing now. Last one. You have been doing such a great job. If you said past plus now, you're right. It's the present perfect continuous. We have or has plus been plus ing. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions. Bye.